All right, and let's go. So I will be adding folks. So if I add you, Sheila, I just added you. You should be able to share your audio and video to ask your question.
Let's go, Sheila.
All right. Sheila, while you are working that out, there should be a blue share audio and video. Meantime, I see Teresa Papaleo. I will add you as well.
Let's go, Teresa.
You can also ask questions in the session chat if your video isn't working.
Hey, so real quick, while you all are doing that, I'm going to drop a link in for AI Now Institute. There was a lot of discussion around artificial intelligence in the panel that my pod partner just led a moment ago. And so I want to make sure that you all are reading information as it relates to developing AI technology. I know it fits in the equation. We got to make sure that we have representation in how we are building the technology. I'm dropping the link over in the comments.
Awesome. Thank you, Torin. Cool. We have a question from Elizabeth Gottlieb. Elizabeth,
hi there. Great hearing you speak so far, Torin.
Thank you.
I was just wondering, what are some ways that those in non-managerial and non-stakeholder positions can push for change and hold their organizations accountable for implementing those changes?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll do it real quick. You can join an ERG, certainly, because there is strength in numbers. As an individual, you may have some power, you may have some influence, but inside of the ERG, there's strength in numbers. And so what I want is that individuals are inside of ERGs that, one, are aligned internally and externally. You can't have just a program that works on the outside, building houses, donating blood. You got to be aligned in the organization and contributing to the ROI of what it takes to move the organization forward. Number two, you need to be inside of an ERG with a leader who has the voice and the ability to command the attention of leadership. A lot of ERGs inside of organizations are feel-good gripe sessions. They're led by people that don't have power. They're just there to listen to you gripe. I ain't got time for griping. We got to bring people together so we can coalesce and we can get some stuff done. Number three, you want to be inside of an ERG in an organization where at least 20-25% of your FTEs are associated with some group. Strength in numbers, Elizabeth. Thank you for asking the question.
Awesome. All right. Seeing if we have a handful more requests. So we'll see. Bruce, I've got you if you want to ask a question.
Thank you.
Hey.
So I asked this in the chat earlier, but I don't know that I saw a response to it. I'm having a difficulty, and I'll share it that way, in trying to coalesce the idea of trying to create a process that doesn't have bias and doesn't look at anybody's traits to determine who the right person is, but is also at the same time trying to include and reach out and develop as diverse a panel of candidates as we can. How do we accomplish both?
I think first and foremost, it starts with where we're starting. If everyone on the team, Bruce, looks like you, as in a straight cisgender white male, that challenges our desire to be able to constructively put some diversity into consideration. You all may not recognize it, but you are experiencing a great deal of groupthink. So number one, we have to have some degree of diversity in where we are starting, if you will. So if you don't mind, reach out to me offline and let's have a conversation. I'll shoot you a D&I starter kit. We can have a 15, 20-minute conversation, and I'll see if I can help you get started moving in the right direction. No commitment. Just give me 15 or 20 minutes of your time. All of my information is visible on LinkedIn. Thank you for the question.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bruce. All right. Got a couple more folks here. All right. All right. Oh, Kara and Haley, I see you both. You're both on. Great. Kara, we'll have you go first.
Okay, cool. Let's rock, Kara.
Hey,
Awesome.
Torin. So earlier during the keynote, you talked about how we need to fix our house. We need to be committed, like no BS. Let's get aligned. Let's get down to business. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm really pushing for, I'm a recruiter for a talent acquisition team to screen in people and make sure the people that we're bringing into the organization align with these D&I values as much as the people who are trying to like reinforce them and build them out, et cetera. So I've been trying to think of the best way, whether it's in the form of questions, to really ask candidates like beyond kind of the generic, what does diversity and inclusion mean to you? Like, how do you see yourself contributing to that effort? Like kind of being a little bit more precise in that to make sure that, like, again, the folks that we're bringing in are going to be aligned in that way as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely, Kara. So I will give you, just off of what you just said, not how do you see yourself contributing, how have you contributed in the past?
Right.
You're saying in your organizations in the past, you probably, hopefully, have had instances in which you could have contributed to diversity councils, ERGs, BRGs. You could have done some things in the community. You could have supported talent acquisition or hiring managers or corporate social responsibility. What have you done in the past? Let that be the indicator for what they might contribute and bring to the organization. Let's keep in mind, Kara, that diversity and inclusion, while it's often relegated to gender or ethnicity or race, diversity and inclusion for me is there, but it also has that bubble around it of community and geographic footprint. It has that piece around product and service suite. It has it around creative and innovation. And then it has it in talent and headcount management. And so we can ask an individual joining our organization in one of those 4 departments, sandboxes, how have you shown up? What have you contributed? What have you done? We can do this thing, Kara. I know you will do it.
Yeah. Or just asking, managers, have you ensured that all the voices have been heard in the room during, a meeting with a client or something like that? So yeah, I guess you're right. Like historical.
All historical. Historical. Yeah. Yeah. When we project forward, we always get the Academy Award candidate. You get the Academy Award response. I don't want the Academy Award. Show me your dossier. Help me make a decision based on what you have contributed.
Right. Just like any other skill set. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kara.
Awesome. Kim.
Let's go, Kim.
Kim, great to see you.
Hello. Hi, it's Kim Thomas from Intuitive in the Bay Area. I have a question. Right now everyone is very focused on, recruiting diversity, bringing in more people of color. What are your thoughts about, and I'm not talking in specific about any company, what are your thoughts about putting the cart before the horse? When you start talking about recruiting, but you don't have the full infrastructure around education and training, how do you coach people around the importance of having that foundation, having that level of understanding what D&I really is before you start bringing talent in and the revolving door starts?
I'm not going to wait, but if you choose you want to wait, that's fine. I operate with an and philosophy, not an either or. So we can do diversity recruitment. We can also work on our culture, our inclusion, our learning and development, our education. We can do all of those things at the same time. No business is built off of one pony. These businesses have a number of things moving. You have to prioritize D&I as being important. That's my simple and sole response. We can do both at the same time, Kim.
Okay. Thanks, Torin.
Max, I think you had a question.
Yep, can you hear me, Dave?
Yep.
Awesome. Hey, Torin, first-time caller, long-time listener. But anyway, a couple of things that I was taking away from this conference, which I think it's been personally mind-blowing. One of the things that I've been really thinking about, specifically in regards to the Black Lives Matter moment, is how do we make sure as an organization that this is a movement and not just a moment? And what can organizations do to make sure that they're doing things not merely to check a box when it comes to bringing diverse candidates, but they're really, really striking a chord and not coming off the shallow.
Cool. Thanks, Max. Appreciate your question. So you'll notice we just lost Torin's video. That is actually on purpose. We stopped here at 8:46 for a reason. If you don't know the significance of that number, Torin and I were talking about this beforehand. A Minneapolis police officer murdered George Floyd, a Black man, when an officer kneeled on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds until his life was ended abruptly and without warning. So we wanted to end this session abruptly and without warning on purpose, because we wanted to end the formal panels this way to show the stakes of the more just world that we're all fighting for.